Thank you, Kranti, for that very generous introduction. When the trials of this life make you weary and your troubles seem too much to bear, there's wonderful solace and comfort in the silent communion of prayer. Good evening and a very, very warm welcome to the much-awaited 3-year-old Achievers Day for all our wonderful achievers. Can we have a huge round of applause, guys? You can give yourselves a big clap because you survived COVID and you're here today to receive your award. I'd just like to begin today's program with a very, very important and interesting story that our spiritual guru Dada J.P. Vaswani had said, and I always tell this to all my students. There was a king and he had 4 wives. And there was a time that he came to know that he is going to die. So he wanted to know which of his 4 wives is going to accompany him to the life after. And he went first to his 4th wife. The wife that he would always dress up, decorate with jewelry, adorn her, use a lot of jewelry to decorate her. He went to her and he said, "Will you come with me for the life after?" And she said, "No, the minute you die, I will leave you." He went to his 3rd wife, whom he would show off to all the nearby kingdoms, and he asked her, "Will you come with me with the life after?" And she said, "No, the minute you die, I will marry someone else." Then he went to his 2nd wife, the wife who was with him always in all his joys and sorrows. He went to her and he said, "Will you come with me with the life after?" And she said, "No, I'm there with you only till the ceremonies of 12-13 days. After that, I will lead my own life." From behind, a feeble voice called. It was his 1st wife. The wife he never had any time for, the wife he totally neglected. She said, "I will be there with you, not only in this life, but in the life after." And that's the story of our life. Each of us have 4 wives. The 4th wife is our body. The minute we spend so much time dressing up, decoration, makeup, but the fact is, the minute we die, the first thing is the body leaves us. The 3rd wife is our material possessions, our phone, our house, our car, which we spend so much time accumulating. But the fact is that the minute we die, these belong to someone else. And the 2nd is our friends and family, who are there with us in all our joys and sorrows. But they can only be there with us till our 13 days. They cannot come in the life after. And the first and the most important is our soul, which is there with us in this life and the life after. So each of us must give equal time to all our 4 wives. It's important to look good, dress up, diet, exercise, take care of your body. It's also important to take care because the body gives us so much. It's important to enjoy your material possessions, your phone, your house, your car, because we have spent so much time accumulating it. And it's also important to spend time with friends and family because they are there with us with all our joys and sorrows. But very, very important to spend time with your soul. The form may be different. It could be reading a book, going to a prayer, going to a satsang, but it's important to spend some time with your soul because that's with us not only in this life but in the life after. So it's my absolute honor and privilege to welcome this wonderful round of galaxy of dignitaries, each an icon and a legend. I'd like to begin with the man who has spent 50 glorious years in HSNC board, promoting education, promoting philanthropy and promoting Sindhi culture. President of HSNC board. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? I'd also like to welcome the past president and trustee, the very, very legendary and iconic ace lawyer and a legal acumen, Mr. Anil Harish. Can we have a huge round of applause for him? With Shri Anil Harish, it's very difficult to decide whether he's a better lawyer or a better human being. I'd like to also welcome the man who has not only written history but changed the geography of Mumbai city, Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani. Recently, he was awarded with the Mumbai Ratna, and so we are waiting eagerly for you to get the Bharat Ratna. So can we have a huge round of applause? Come on guys, you can do better than that. A very, very warm welcome to Trustee of HSNC Board, Ms. Maya Shani, who's as comfortable cracking deals and talking to international leaders as she's working in the slums. The lady with the golden heart, Miss Maya Shani. Can we have a huge round of applause for her? It's my absolute honor and privilege to welcome our chief guest for today, Dr. Nitin Dange, who happens to be the best neurosurgeon in India. 3 mantras he has: awareness, accessibility, and affordability. And he's going to tell you that we have so much information about heart strokes, we know so much about cardiac arrests and heart attacks, but there's very little awareness about brain strokes. And you can have one more round of applause because he has performed the world's first robotic angiographic brain surgery. So proud of you, sir, so proud of you. While sitting in Bombay, he can remove the brain clots of anybody in Nasik, Nagpur, Kolhapur, and he has treated so many free patients, and he's there to create an awareness that if you, with heart stroke, you have that you sweat and you get all these symptoms. With brain stroke, there's no symptoms. Today, a 12-year-old, 17-year-old, 35-year-old gets a brain stroke, and we automatically assume it's paralysis, facial paralysis. But if you bring them to the correct medical center in 24 hours or in as less time, they can be completely cured and lead a completely normal life. So sir, a huge salute for the wonderful work that you're doing, sir. So proud of you, sir. A very, very warm welcome to Mr. Sundar Krishnan, CRO, Chief Risk Officer, Reliance Nippon. So we're really, really blessed that you accepted our invitation, and this is just the first of the association. We are going to tap you for internships and placements for all our finance students. So thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. A very, very warm welcome to all my vice principals, faculty, support staff, but the most important are achievers of today, all the wonderful students who have come back to campus with a bang. Clap for yourselves because today is your day. Lastly, there's just one thing that I want to say, that this is something that I always share with my students. I was very young when I was married, and one day I told my father, "Why did you send me away? I was so comfortable in your house." And he told me one very important lesson. He said that under the shade of the tree, a seed can only grow to a plant or become a sapling. It has to be planted somewhere else to grow as big or even bigger than the tree. So I just want to tell each and every one of you a lesson that my father taught me. He said, you must understand that in life you enjoy a lot of privileges, a lot of blessings, and a lot of loves. In your life, you must see that you give back to society some of the privileges and some of the blessings and some of the loves. So thank you very much to each and every one of you for joining us today. Collar up because you have got an achievement in the best college, RD National College. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And I conclude with the very, very famous words, don't be pushed by the fears in your mind, but be led by the dreams in your heart. If people doubt how far you can go, go so far that you can't hear them anymore. Thank you so much.
Very good evening to all of you. What a day for me. Thank you for all what you have bestowed the love on me. It has been a long journey. I vividly remember the first visit I made here as a teenager and how we felt about acquiring this piece of land and how Principal Kundani, who was the son-in-law of the family, his dialogue with my father and others, how to go around and buy this land. It's a well-known story, you all know, how he mortgaged and borrowed money, all the jewelry what he had, his wife had. It's a well-known story, I don't want to repeat. We all consider this land a sacrosanct land because as this laid the foundation of SMCB board, perhaps if we didn't have this land, we would have had so many colleges, and so on. Now we are in our 75th year. Thank you very much for all the love and everything bestowed on me. I don't know how much I deserve. Iron Man, my wife won't like that word, but let's live with it. I would like to mention a few words from Bhagavad Gita. Let us put forth the best efforts. Let us do the best we can and achieve the good results. But let not be attached to these results. I don't know how much I deserve, what you've given me. I shall carry on as long as I have strength, keep on giving, keep on doing what I think is the best, not only for us as a university, as a college, but for the human beings, but for the education. The key word from my grandmother, Chandibai, who was the mother-in-law of the Principal Kundani, she taught us nothing else. Give education. He said, when you educate, as my wife said, you educate a woman, you educate the whole family. And that is what our motto is, and I shall keep doing that as long as I can. God bless you all. Now I have to say a few words as the president of the college board. My colleagues, Mr. Anil Harish, Nitin Dange, Maya Shahani, Dr. Gande, Dr. Shiv Krishna, Dr. Nia Jatyani, Vice Principal, teaching and non-teaching staffs of the students. Hearty welcome to you all on this annual prize distribution function of National Law College, the first college established by a founding father, Vidyasagar Principal Kundani. Every year on this day, we review performance of the college and award the student for their excellence in academic and other activities. This day is also known as Achievers Day. To me, all of you are achievers. You are the student of the great College of Temple of Learning, established by our founding father, who also served this institution as the first principal. RD National College has laid the foundation, as I said, of the education trust we are handled, educates the 45,000 students every year. Dear student, it is not only the pride moment for you, but also for your teachers, parents, and those who have played the part in shaping your life. Always show your appreciation and respect to them. Your mission for higher education has begun here, at this great institute, but sure, it will not end here. Learning is a continuous process. Your crave for learning should never stop. I'm sure that each and every one of you has different dreams, but you should never give up your dreams and aspiration. It is those aspirations coupled with the hard work and dedicated work, you will achieve the higher levels of achievement and make your life more purposeful. We remember the pandemic crisis and all the youngsters were within the four walls. In spite of those hurdles, you youngsters kept it up the spirit and entered into the other activities. Hats off to you. For every success, there are 3 Ds, which are important in everyone's life. It's the mantra for success: determination, dedication, and discipline. Dear student, today, college degrees are not enough. It has to be coupled with a great deal of hard work, dedication, and determination. There is no substitute to hard work. Always remember, besides education, ethics will always play an important role in your career and life. My congratulations to all achievers. Put your hands together and give yourself a thunderous applause. Hearty congratulations, one and all. We strongly believe that every student is a unique person with his or her own abilities, needs, and aspirations. We are committed to bring out these uniqueness. We firmly believe that the education should foster confidence, discipline, clarity of thought, decision-making ability to set the achieved goals, including the social responsibilities. Overall development of the individual is the goal of education. We all have to ensure that there is no stone unturned to equip the students with today's challenges of life. Today, we are felicitating the staff members of the RD National College for their dedicated services of 25 plus years. My thanks and congratulations to them. My compliments to dynamic Dr. Neha Japtiani for organizing various programs of RD National College. There's no end to it. Every month, every day is a new program here. We all admire her ability and continues organizing wonderful and meaningful programs. Her contribution to education and social causes is immense. Under her leadership, RD National College is progressing brilliantly and has already reached the greater heights. Thank you, Neha, for your vast and valuable contribution to this great institute. Dear students, you are really lucky to have a principal like her. And we are lucky to have a principal like you. Dear students, you are the future of our Bharat. You are the future of our nation. And you are the major role in shaping the Bharat Sare Jahan Se Acha. Remember, Sare Jahan Se Acha. Always be proud of your roots, your culture, and above all, our Bharat. Thank you. God bless you. Jai Hind. Jai Jhuleland.
You know, you National College students, how lucky you are. So I must tell you, you achievers are even luckier. So congratulations to each and every one of you, the lucky ones. You have such a glamorous principal who also is fantastic in academics. So you have a combination of both. You have the joy of studying well and producing great results, and you also have the energy of that dance which I saw. Wow, that was fantastic. And that is the combination of life that you should always remember. What the President said correctly, you have to have a focus and a vision, a direction in your life which has a future. Like we have the great Dr. Nitin Dange, the neurosurgeon, who has done fantastic job, saved so many people's lives and continues to do so. I'm so proud to be on your right side today and have a wonderful time. Please do come to all our institutions and set an example to the students that you can actually achieve a lot. Every time I come here, there's always joy in the minds and hearts of people. And I think that is equally important in your life. Because when you work, you know what you think? Oh my God, I have to work today. So much hard work I have to do to achieve anything, whether doing an operation, running a college, doing everything. But if you love what you do you get tired? Do you get tired of loving? Yes, no? No. So if you love what you do, you can never ever get tired. And that is what National College is about. All the time there is great work being done, but there is always great joy as a combination of these things. If there is any lesson to learn in life, please learn that lesson today. Enjoy what you're doing, enjoy every minute of your life, because the day of birth and the day of going away is decided by somebody above. All the time in between, you have a choice. Either you work hard and say, oh my God, I have to bloody well work hard. I'm sorry for the word bloody. You have to work hard. And yes, you have to work hard if you have a vision and a dream and an aspiration and a beautiful dream. Like we had the question of Kundani Sahib, putting up these colleges, the dream and vision and the hard work and the sacrifice done by our forefathers and all the other wonderful trustees who are here with me, along with the president, Mr. Anil Harish, fantastic lawyer, so much commitment to all the other activities. Maya Shani, as the principal already talked to you about, various things, all these things enough. So all that we want to take away today, you achievers, congratulations. I do hope that you achieve all the best wishes to you to achieve the best in your life. May you always have your aspirations come true. But all the time they don't come true. There are times in life where you will have feelings and settlements and problems and footfalls. Just take them in your stride, get up again and start walking again. So the future of life is going to be full of hurdles, but you have so many achievements already. I wish you many, many, many more achievements, but don't forget, enjoy everything that you do in life, and life will be full of happiness, even when you have done 50 years of service, when you are 85 years old, and you still have joy in all the activities that you are doing over here. What a wonderful president we have, wonderful principal that you have, vice principals, all the other teachers of your college, and of course, the best of all, the wonderful students and the dancers who gave me so much joy of the program that they had over here. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I promise you, please do it again and again and do it better and better. Thank you. All the best.
Good evening. Respected President, Mr. Vishu Mansukani, Trustees, Mr. Niranjan Inanandani, Mr. Anil Harish, Mrs. Maya Sahani, Guest of Honor, Mr. Sundar Krishna, the most dynamic, always smiling, energetic, and a great leader, Mrs. Dr. Neha Jagtiani, esteemed gathering here, and the achievers as well as the students. A very good evening to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Neha Jagtiani for inviting me here and making me a chief guest. As you all can see, you might be wondering, Dr. Nitin Dange, chief guest, he'd be as an old neurosurgeon, looking very old, coming here, what could we achieve? But trust me, at all levels we can do wonders in life. And I'm honored and privileged here to be a part of felicitation of the achievers. Simultaneously, when I realized this, when I accepted the invitation, I thought, I've been invited, it's an achievement for me, trust me, and thank you all for accepting me here as a chief guest. As a neuroscientist, we work hard right from your undergraduates, after your 12th, then you go to the postgraduate, and then you become a super specialist, which is another 3 years. So total almost 18 years to 19 years of studies in medicine is a very hard work. But trust me, out of this profession, as mankind, as Madam felicitated me with a special gesture that you can have healing hands, and that's a blessing. So let me share with you today on this platform a little work which I am passionate about is stroke and what we call as brain attack or paralysis. I really grab any opportunity because this, by the end of my talk, you'll realize why I'm very passionate about this disease, this illness, and how wonders we can do if we really start treating patients in time. So time is brain, and that's what the message I want to give. And if each one of us in their lifetime identifies one stroke patient and refers to an appropriate stroke center, and you save that person's life or disability, I vouch that you will be blessed. And let's see how we can do that and how we do it. So it's really a medical topic. I would take some time, if you permit, maybe 15-20 minutes, and let's get going, because one of time and this platform, I'm snatching some time of yours, but let's see how interesting this subject is. Can I have the next slide? Okay. So what is a stroke? What is a brain attack? So it's simple, like heart attack, we have brain attack when there is sudden onset loss of circulation or oxygen or food material to the very active dynamic brain. Next slide, please. So why I am talking of this topic as an important thing, and awareness is very, very crucial and key factor if you want to really do wonders for the patients of brain stroke. Look at the literature and the statistics. Every year, this is the number of Indian population suffers from a stroke. And you can see about 3,000 to 4,000 Indians suffers stroke per day. This is a very large figure which we are not aware of. That's why I said let's have some awareness at this gathering. Next please. We'll rush through the slides faster, so we'll just be prepared so that we, for want of time. So this is how after a stroke we lose the function or the neurons. So 1.9 million neurons are lost every minute, 14 million connections, which is a functional connection, and 7.5 myelinated fibers. This is a huge amount of loss after you gets a stroke, and that is permanent. So we have to do wonders. As dynamic the brain is, we should be that dynamic to treat if there is someone suffers a stroke. Next please. So this is the statistics which has been done, and out of that, these are the misnomers or misconceptions about what happens to the stroke. And every 40 seconds there is one stroke, and every 4 minutes someone dies. Every 4 minutes someone is dying of stroke. So this alarming is this disease, and it is underreported, underestimated, or undertreated. Next please. So there's also a false understanding that stroke or paralysis means it is related to heart. No, it is related to the brain. The control of the body, the movements, expression, everything is at the brain, not the heart. So this is also an important thing. Next please. So it is the number one cause for disability, which is the most suffering part is one should not have a disability. After a stroke, that can be a burden to the society, to the family, and for the person himself. Next please. So it's the third leading cause for death after heart attacks and cancers in India. Next. So awareness is the most important thing why we can do wonders. Next please. So this is how we start awareness, and the treatment has to be started. Next please. So what are the things which cause a stroke? Let's just enumerate the factors, because we all can work on this. One is the age, which we cannot do much about it. Cigarette smoking, blood pressure control, diabetes, excessive alcohol intake, high cholesterol. So these are the factors which newer generation, of course, we are following up with diet and fast food and all those things, which has all unwanted, very risky things. That's the cholesterol, high calorie diet, and these are the major risk factors for stroke. So we'll come back to that. So this is as per statistics in India, how the other diseases, you can see stroke, these risk factors most of the time is hyperlipidemia, that's high cholesterol, blood pressure, diabetes, and now diabetes is increasing, blood pressure is increasing in the population. Younger people are suffering from blood pressure, high blood pressure, diabetes, because of the living habits and lack of exercise. Next please. Next. So there are two types of strokes or paralysis. The one is called as a brain hemorrhage, which is less common, while the one which I will be talking on is a blockage stroke. There is a clot or a blockage or a clot which blocks the vessel supplying the brain, and that's called as a ischemic stroke. Next please. These are little medical terms, but just understand, it will be easy at that end to how do we manage and how we can help the society with patients from our society. Next. So this is what is the ischemic stroke called as. So you can see there is a circulation, the blood is flowing to the brain, and these are high cholesterol or blood pressure or risk factor blood, and suddenly there is formation of a clot along the vessel wall, and the circulation gets stopped and you get a ischemic stroke. That's how this is a very nice animatic representation of a ischemic stroke. So the blood circulation or the area beyond that blockage starts drying. The neurons start drying, and that's how this thing. So what is the cause for formation of this plaque or the clots? Is this fatty deposit, and that the risk factor is blood pressure, diabetes, smoking, alcohol, as well as high cholesterol. Next please. So what are the symptoms? That's the most important awareness part. How will you identify a stroke or a paralysis patient? Is be fast. So this is a very important mnemonic. A person suddenly losing balance, or he sees double, or there is asymmetry of the face, or face becomes crooked. There is weakness on one side of the arm or one arm, and he is having difficulty in speaking. Then this patient needs an attention, urgent attention, and he needs to be hospitalized in an appropriate stroke center. So that's how I was talking of. Face becomes crooked, arm becomes weak, there is difficulty in speaking, and we have to address this issue as soon as possible. That time is important. So these are the figures or the diagrams which we show that you can identify from any angle a person who is suffering from the stroke. Suddenly there is deviation of angle of mouth, or one-sided weakness is there, or difficulty in speaking. Next please. So this is another video which is also very important, very short video. So somebody is giving a talk and he suddenly develops a brain attack or a stroke attack, and see how we can identify these people. So this is the most important thing, to identify the symptoms. Why I am stressing on this? Because each one of you should be aware that these are the symptoms of a stroke, and if you identify or see some patient or person suffering from this, you need to send this patient as soon as possible to the nearby center. So how do you reduce the door to hospital time? And this is the problem which we face in the metros, especially in our city. You can see an ambulance is waiting. How do you this thing? So we have to do lots of things, right from awareness to reducing the time from home to hospital. The patient should reach, and we save time, as well as start the treatment as soon as possible. Next please. So it's an emergency, time lost, his brain lost, functions lost, and the patient becomes disabled. Next. So how do you diagnose? So what do we do? We can't start the treatment at home. It is very wrong to start the treatment, because there are two types of strokes. In heart attack, you can give a drug called aspirin or a blood thinner. But here you cannot give, because there are two ways of stroke, two types of stroke. One is a bleeding stroke and one is a blockage stroke. Blockage stroke is more common, but you have to confirm with some diagnosis like a neuroimaging, either a CT scan or MRI of the brain. Because stroke starts in the brain, it is from the brain. Next please. So this is what happens. Once there is a stroke, there is sudden onset stoppage of circulation to the brain. The central part dies first, and the peripheral part is still surviving. So if you want to do something, improve and get the patient back to his normal life, we have to restart the circulation, revascularization. That's the main goal. So this is an MRI picture where it shows, confirms that there is a ischemic stroke. The brain is not getting circulation. The cells are, the neurons, the functional neurons are dying, and that's how we have to start the treatment as soon as possible. Next please. Next. Okay. So this is what important is a golden window period. Time is brain, and that's why the importance of starting the treatment after the onset of stroke is the crucial thing what we have to be aware of. And how? Within the first few hours of onset of first symptom, we give a injection into the vein once we confirm by MRI that there is a blockage, and this injection gives goes to the clot and it dissolves. But the problem with this injection, it has its own limitations, as well as it is only 30% effective. So it will not lyse the clot in 70% of the population or the patient. So then we have to have a very good solution to this. Next, please. Next. So how do we treat these problems? Once the patient is suffering, you know there are the symptoms. Be fast. You identify this person. You refer to the best center or the nearby center which is having facility or equipped to treat strokes. Now, what is the stroke center? They ideally should have a CT scan or MRI, this injection machine or the IV where we can do this injection and lyse the clot. And next is the second treatment, which is most rewarding, which I am stressing today in next 5 minutes. So medical management, as I said, we can give an injection and lyse the clot, but it is never 100% pull through. The most important thing which I want to convey to this gathering is mechanical thrombectomy. So we have a mission called as MT, Mechanical Thrombectomy 2020. So we have decided with our colleagues, the Society's Neurological Association from the US and rest of the world, that we should provide this technology to every person who suffers from the stroke, and they are entitled to get this facility. So we are working very hard with the government to provide this facility. This facility is nothing but it's an operation where we we take these patients into a cath lab. Angiographically we remove the clot, and that's what I want to demonstrate in the videos next year. Yeah. So this is what is the angiography we do from the thigh. We enter. Can you just start the second video? Yeah. So this is the procedure which is done in the cath lab, which we do, and it has to be done as early as possible from the onset of stroke. Here time is very, very important. We get calls, we get patients who are disabled, which are having problems in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or older patients. But that's not the way we can help them. It can be done only within few hours after onset of ischemic stroke or a blockage stroke. So these are the videos which are diagrammatically or a videographic representation what I do in the cath lab. You can see here on the right, left of the screen down, this is the clot. We go inside, open up a stent or a stent there and trap the clot in the stent and then withdraw the stent through the groin. The another technique is we suck this clot. So this is what is called a suction technique, and this is called as a stent retrieval technique. Of course, it is a very highly technically advanced procedure, but it's not so difficult to understand. There is a blockage in the part of the brain where there is stroke. The stroke is beyond this. There is no circulation beyond this blockage, and the part of the brain starts dying, and we have to revert it back to normal function. And if it is permanent, the person will be permanently disabled, he will be paralyzed. And if you do this within first 24 hours maximum, then you can do wonders and these patients can go back to their normal life. So this is the message which I want to convey. Now today, earlier we used to think that once a patient gets a paralytic attack, means he's finished for the life. No. Today we have to be aware that stroke can be treated, stroke can be cured, and the person or our society, they can go back to normalcy of life and have their working hours, working age of life till death without any problem if we do the treatment within time. So time is brain. As a neuroscientist, as a neurosurgeon, as an interventionist, I want to convey to this esteemed gathering here that time is very, very crucial in a stroke patient who has developed new onset stroke or a new stroke, and we can do this treatment and we can offer this. So moving ahead, as Madam had just introduced, my vision is accessibility, awareness, accessibility and affordability. So awareness is what we can do through all you are the pillars of the society, your students, you are going to go further, make this awareness that stroke can be treated. And for poor population, poor patients, at KEM Hospital, I have developed a state-of-the-art stroke center which has the best of the machine, the angiography suite dedicated to the stroke patients, because time is important. We don't want the machine to be involved or busy with some other treatment. So 24/7 this machine is available, and we do this procedure if the patients come within the time, and that is almost free of cost to the poor population. So this is what I have been doing, and I've done a lot of what I can say awareness and accessibility. Now the thing is, affordability is another issue, which with the government we are trying to get help for the poor patients, as well as this is a disease which is called as life-saving. So as the citizens of India, everyone has the right to have free treatment for life-saving illnesses. So stroke and heart attack, these are the two major killers of our society, which we need to tell the government that each one of us should be entitled for a free treatment or an affordable treatment, and we make this technique and technology available to the grassroots level, not only the metropolis or the tier 2 cities, but it should be available to rural India also, because a majority of our population is living in 80% of the population stays in rural areas. There also we should make this facility available, and I am trying my level best, coordinating with the state government of Maharashtra as well as the MCGM to make this facility available at multiple places, so that each one of us can get the benefit of this technology and technique. And with this, I thank you for your kind attention. I hope this message is very clear. Stroke can be cured if the treatment is started, if it is identified early and referred to an appropriate center where these facilities are available, one can do wonders. Thank you so much.